Hi, Peter. How
Hi,
are
June.
you?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
Good to see you here too.
Thank you, dear.
So it's great to have you here.
Good to have you here.
And a lot of my clients always asking about the mortgage. Right? They have questions about that. I was thinking about who should I ask, and of course, you're the best person to. I thought about it.
Thank you, dear.
And I appreciate it. Just helping us out to clarify some questions that they have.
Lay it on me.
If someone think about moving to New York City, and what kind of mindset and plans they should have before they start looking for a home?
Wow, that's so many different factors to consider, right? It's sort of like, what are you doing when you're taking a trip on a vacation? What do you like, right? And New York City has so many different areas, right? So I think someone has to figure out what's important to them. You know, a good school district, being close to a park, being close to a subway, so many different aspects, right? And you have to figure that out first, and then figure out what areas you could find those things in, and then of course affordability, right? And I think you first have to lay that out in your head and on paper with your family, by yourself, and then share that with like a realtor like yourself, right, who knows the neighborhoods of New York City. And then you can say, hey, yeah, you know what, this would be a great area for you, or this would be a great area for you. And then based on the area as well, figure out the price point, because you got to make sure it's, you know, not going into an area where you know, affordability is a $500,000 house, but the area is, you know, $3 million homes to start, right?
That's so true. Yeah, you don't want to have like, you know, you're expecting for 1 million, but you, after Peter, like the expert mortgage, you look over it, you really actually can afford like 700.
Correct.
Which way, like, you don't want to wasting their time, your time, seller's time, everybody's
Your time
right?
as the realtor, yeah. But you map out what are the attributes and the things that you're looking for in a particular area, whether it's New York City or some other place, it doesn't even matter. And then once you figure out the attributes, you have to figure out, you know, what your price point is, of course.
Yep. How do mortgage approvals work if someone's moving here from out of state or even from another country?
Okay, so if you're moving from another country, different than from another state, right? Because if you're moving from a country, and it depends on the, right, what your status is, right? One of the important things when you're getting a loan, are you like from another country considered a foreign national? Do you have a job here? New York, do you have a job offer letter? How much money are you putting down? Is it going to be what we call a non-QM loan, which is a non-qualified loan, right? Which means not qualifying with tax returns, pay stubs, and W-2s. So there's a sort of like, you have to figure out, or we together as a team have to figure out, you know, are you doing it? Are you moving here with a job, without a job? How you have to put down, how's your credit, what kind of loan type, is it a primary home, an investment home? So there are a lot of factors that you have to take into consideration. But there's different, you know, there's so many loan types. So you just have to know how that person is coming here, right? With or without a job, and how much money down and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, we got to look into it, like, you know, so this way, like if you have no job, but you have money, so we might have to figure out what's the best.
Correct,
yes.
correct.
How does your everyday lifestyle, like eating out, community, or childcare?
You have to look at, right, what your expenses are and what your income is, right? Just like we look at in a loan, we look at the debt-to-income ratio, right? Debt versus income. So you got to make sure, all right, so this is what my expenses are or will be if I move to this area. This is what my mortgage payment will be. This is what my utilities and all the things, my school bill, my travel, my car insurance. You got to figure all that out, and then based on that, what your new mortgage or your housing, you know, we call it a housing payment, a mortgage or yeah.
You want to make sure like your housing payment, and instead of like go to 5-star.
Right. This is sort of like the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb is that if you're a W-2 employee, right, which means you're getting a paycheck and your taxes are taken out of that check, if you're a W-2 employee, we look at your gross income before taxes. If you're self-employed, we look at your net income, and that's after deductions, right? Why is that? Well, because we know that self-employed people have a gross amount, and they take these deductions and they end up with the net. So the mortgage companies, and the lenders use the net to figure out to do the calculations. Looking at is at the approximately 45% of the self net income or 45% of the W-2 person gross income covers the housing payment or the mortgage payment and all of their monthly expenses, monthly that show up credit report. We don't look at all expenses when we're looking at mortgage qualifications. We look at specifically loans, student loans, credit cards, stuff that show up on somebody's credit report.
So do you call that DTI?
Correct. This is exactly right. So typically the DTI is 45. That's 45% of, as I said, 45% of W-2 income or the self-employed person's net income or a combination of both covers your monthly expenses.
What about like if they have a student loan?
Student loan would be included in that number, right? We would take your mortgage payment, student loan, monthly payment to the student loan, monthly payment to credit cards, monthly payment if you had a car payment, right? We would look at all of that, take all of that debt, and then take that income, that's income from the W-2, make sure that 45% approximately, because some loans can go up 49.9%. Debt-to-income ratio can be higher, or we have some loans, an FHA loan that could go up to like 56.9%. So, but typically, the rule of thumb is 45% covers your debt, your monthly debt.
So remember, 45%.
Yeah, it's a good rule of thumb. It's a good rule of thumb.
Much easier.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay.
She knew she was buying the house near the airport, but what she did not realize is how loud it was consistently over and over.